If that's how Jay-Z made it from 0 to 1, what advice could he possibly give you in 2022 on how to go from 0 to 1? On how to go from being broke to financially independent? What advice could he possibly give you?
Ruslan.
All right, it is that time of the day. We are doing our daily proverb. Today we are in Proverbs chapter 23. Let's jump right in. This is a really interesting proverb. It says, while dining with a ruler, pay attention to what is put before you. If you are a big eater, put a knife to your throat. Don't desire all the delicacies, for he might be trying to trick you. Don't wear yourself out trying to get rich. Be wise enough to know when to quit. In the blink of an eye, wealth disappears, for it will sprout wings and fly away like an eagle. Do not eat with people who are stingy. Don't desire the delicacies. They are always thinking about how much it costs. Eat and drink, they say, but they don't mean it. You will throw up with what little you've eaten, and your compliments will be wasted. Don't waste your breath on fools, for they will despise the wisest advice. So there's a lot of don'ts here, right? And it opens up with this idea of dining with a ruler. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, folks who are consumed with status, folks who are consumed with wanting to appear a certain way, wanting to appear close to people who are successful, wanting to appear close to folks that maybe they feel like are superior to them, they will be in positions and overconsume and play themselves. They will be in positions where you think that you are benefiting from the situation, but you don't really know what's happening here, right? And so saying, while dining with a ruler, pay attention to what's put before you. If you're a big eater, don't put a knife to your throat. Don't desire all the delicacies, for he might be trying to trick you. This reminds me of the passage where Jesus says, hey, listen, hey, when you are invited to have dinner with someone, don't sit at the seat of honor. Instead, sit at the back of the table so that therefore you may be promoted to a place of honor. So when you're put in situations around people you don't know very well, around people that maybe you're looking up to, around people who you think are in a different season, further ahead than you, don't consume everything that's right in front of you. Don't just divulge all the information. Don't consume all the food. Don't take advantage of every single thing, because you really don't know what's happening. And then he kind of alludes to this here in the next verse. And I think this is connected. Some of the Proverbs aren't, but I think this is connected. It says, don't wear yourself out trying to get rich. A lot of folks are trying to get rich. A lot of folks are looking for opportunities. A lot of folks are assuming that if they can get around the right people, that they could be a shortcut to their wealth. Be wise enough to know when to quit. In the blink of an eye, wealth disappears. There's a lot of crypto millionaires that were millionaires 6 months ago, and they're not millionaires anymore. There's a lot of wealth lost in the market right now, right? Because fast money will come fast and leave fast, right? And for it will sprout wings and fly away. And then he goes on to say, don't eat with people who are stingy, don't desire delicacy. So this kind of circling back to this idea of like, don't be consumed with delicacy. Don't be consumed with luxury. Don't be consumed with status. Don't be consumed with these things that ultimately don't hold any significance over you. They are always thinking about how much it costs to eat and drink, they say, but they don't mean it. You will throw up what little you've eaten, and your compliments will be wasted. So I don't know if he's literally saying you're going to throw up what you've eaten, but I think he's saying it's going to cost you more than the interaction needed to cost you, right? So as we are pursuing advancements, some of you guys are ambitious. Some of you guys are in situations where God's opening doors for you. Be careful. Be careful with how you carry yourself in those situations. Be careful with assuming that the status of someone else is going to get you where you want to go closer. Be careful with over-consuming instead of being in a position to produce, right? A lot of us are going through our lives, and when there's luxury or there's delicacy or there's status, we tend to get a little thirsty. If I'm going to be honest with you, right? And this metaphor works when we're talking about food. Some of us get a little thirsty. Some of us get a little too excited. Some of us get a little, we start thinking just because someone is more successful than you, then therefore they have things figured out. And you don't factor in all the things of how someone became successful, right? I'll give you an example. I remember there was this thing trending about Jay-Z, and it was saying, would you rather have $500,000 or would you rather have dinner with Jay-Z? And people were like, dinner with Jay-Z? What do you mean? Dinner with Jay-Z, right? And it was really interesting to me because if you think about it, and I like Jay-Z's music when I used to listen to like back in the day, we listen to Jay-Z, consider Jay-Z. Is dinner with Jay-Z more valuable than $500,000 cash? Right? Think about it. You are thinking that someone's status, someone's positioning, someone's placement is more important than the reality of the situation. And like, can Jay-Z actually give you the advice in a dinner to change your life? And my answer would be no. And here's why. My answer would be no. Because Jay-Z became a successful rapper, then a successful entrepreneur, then started doing all kinds of other stuff and became a billionaire. But what got Jay-Z from 0 to 1? What got Jay-Z from 0 to 1? Selling crack, fam. So you rather pass on $500,000 liquid cash that you could put in a market account. You could actually go build a business with that, right? You rather pass on that so that you could sit with Jay-Z and have somebody give you advice who never actually knew how to get from 0 to 1. 0 to 1 meaning what? 0, he was broke. 1, he's now financially independent. Jay-Z became financially independent and funded his rap career. And this is not judgment on him. This is the reality of what the situation is. He funded his rap career through selling drugs, fam. That's how he got on. So, if that's how Jay-Z made it from 0 to 1, what advice could he possibly give you in 2022 on how to go from 0 to 1? On how to go from being broke to financially independent? What advice could he possibly give you? You think Jay-Z is up on the latest side hustles? You think Jay-Z knows? Really? Really? So in our pursuit of you wanting excellence and you wanting better for your family and you wanting better for your kids, you have to talk to people who actually went from 0 to 1 legally. How do they do it? What do they do? I brought on my buddy Ryan Pineda. He has a YouTube channel. Ryan was making $1,200 a month. He was struggling. He was poor. Ryan, 0 to 1, 0 to, I'm financially stable, 0 to, I don't have to think about if I'm going to have food or not, 0 to, I don't have to worry about how I'm going to make rent, 0 to, I got some stability in my life, 0 to 1, 0 to $8,000 a month. You know how he did it? Flipping couches. He went from 0 to 1 legally. It's not that long ago. It's like 8 years ago. Okay? And yes, maybe you won't be able to go flip couches. Maybe that ship is sailed. Maybe you won't be able to go garage sailing like Gary Vee will tell you. Maybe that ship is sailed. However, understanding and listening and taking advice from someone that can get you from where you are to being first stable and to 1 is going to require someone that's a little closer. Yeah, he'd flip couches. He'd find couches on OfferUp. He'd buy them for $100. He'd take them back to a garage. He'd clean them up. He'd sell them for $400, $500. He was making $8,000 a month doing that. Again, maybe that market has changed. I don't know. I'm just saying that's how he did it. And then he took that money and he was able to go and flip his first house. He went and flipped his house. He made $25,000. Flipped his first house, flipped a bunch of houses. Then he said, man, I don't know anybody that does really good accounting for real estate agents. So he built a real estate accounting agency. Then he built the e-commerce store. Then he built a blah, 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 blah. Now, Ryan makes $3 million a month. You should go watch the full interview. The full interview is up. Okay? Makes $3 million a month. Gross. Okay? I think they're doing between 30 and 40 million. He says his net profit on that will be 10. Okay? Someone like Ryan, dinner with someone like Ryan is substantially closer to someone that was broke less than a decade ago that can help you walk through this process, that can help you walk through the process of how you go from 0 to 1. Dinner with Jay-Z, the dude's not going to know how to get you from 0 to 1. He's too detached. He's a billionaire. He's been a billionaire for a decade. He's been a multi-millionaire for 2 decades. And the way he got to 1 was through illegal activities. It's like sitting down and thinking that someone that got to $1 million through scamming and then built a $10 million business is going to have any real advice for you. They're not, right? They're not. And so, as you're looking for these opportunities, don't be allured by luxury. Don't be allured by status. Don't be allured by someone that's a ruler or a king that you think is, because they may not have any helpful information for you to get you to wherever you want to go. You may think they have something to offer, but odds are they don't. And so as you're considering these things, check your own heart. Check your own heart. What are you ultimately after? Is it to look apart, or is it to become the type of person that can be financially independent? Is it to flex for the sake of flexing, or is it to be the type of person that's built a life that can provide for his family, that can be the priest, provider, and protector of his home, and then the overflow of that is just, it is what it is. You're not even trying. As you're becoming, these things are natural. If I were to lose everything tomorrow, I've developed a scarce skill set and a network that I could get back on my feet. It may not happen instantly, but it'll happen relatively faster than it did 10 years ago when I first started, right? So anyway, those are my thoughts. That's the daily proverb. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it.
And it said that Simeon blessed God.